This is quite new coming from you as the IYC president, because we're trying to get something from you and perhaps clear the air. You said they were misrepresented after that particular meeting.
Yes.
And the headlines...
yeah, I'm coming.
I'm coming. No, the headline was that there was going to be violence if the president does not win. And no one of those people mentioned had come up to denounce that particular statement. But you saying that wasn't what went down.
No, that wasn't what went down. What we said was that
come to denounce it?
If INEC declares these results as we see it, if they declare a counter result, owing to the fact that, one, we are not getting the PVCs that we expect, and secondly, there is no level field playing ground for both parties. I was just trying to explain to you. We protected Buhari and APC when they came to the Niger-Delta, and of course the home state of the president. And then when the president goes to his own state, the president is stoned. The president went to Bauchi, the president is stoned. For us, first of all, President Jonathan is the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It is an assault on Nigerians. For the fact that our president will be stoned in any part of this country is enough concern for Nigerians. But unfortunately, because of politics, we are not seeing it that way. For us, we have said, our supporters...
A lot of people spoke up about that.
4 days after he left Bayelsa, they started burning buses that carried the face of the president. Just yesterday, I was seeing on the internet, a bus and a Hilux was burnt in one of the northern states. Our supporters are being intimidated in Gombe. They cut off somebody's hands because he was pasting the poster of the president. And then a week later, you are stoning the president. You almost killed the president. 4 security agents securing the president got hospitalized. And Nigerians are not talking about it. We are talking about we who are concerned people who say you cannot.
It's wrong to say Nigerians are not talking about it, because all over the
because those condemning the meeting in Yenegua did not condemn the acts against the president.
That's not totally correct, because we followed that particular story. We saw the condemnation on that particular one, and we're still saying on this platform.
Is it the one that the APC did?
We're still saying. Excuse me a moment. We're still saying on this platform, it is totally wrong for anyone to pelt or insult the president or any leader in any part of the country. But the thing is, the comments, if anyone is saying that there will be war, you're not saying if someone is rigged out of office, but you're saying if he loses an election, there will be chaos or violence. And you said that is not what went down.
No, that's not what went down. That's not what went down.
And I'm asking, because you haven't answered, I said, why is it that we didn't have statements from these names that were mentioned?
I am the president of the Ijaw Youth Council. I'm seated here to tell you that it did not happen. Ijaw people met, and when Ijaw people meet, we have organs that represent our people. As president, I represent that platform. And I'm here telling you that it didn't happen that way. We had said that INEC must ensure there is a level field playing ground for both parties. One party cannot come down to the south, have a field day, go to the north, have a field day, and then one party cannot go to the other part of this country. Is it a fair election? That's what we said, that if you declare a counter result with the situation we are seeing, that we will not accept the result. We didn't say we will go and shoot guns. We didn't say we will kill people. Nobody said that. But we just said we will not accept the result by any means necessary. We could decide to go to court. We could decide to...
There are two. Well, we're hoping that the court will be the only option, that there will be no other option aside the court. Maybe at worst you'll have a protest. But let's look at, your earlier comment about INEC. I mean, you said that you're monitoring what is happening in terms of distribution. And Chamberlain did ask you about figures, but we didn't seem to get any figures from you. What indication has given you that INEC could be partial in terms of how it's distributing voters' cards, more specifically, in the north than in the south?
No, because we have seen that a greater percentage of our people have not been able to get their cards. They go to the centers. We have structures that are there, ensuring that our people get it, local government by local government, state by state, and the feedback we are getting.
Are you monitoring the figures across the country?
Well, you see, for the IYC, our interest is to ensure that our people, the Niger-Delta people, get their PVCs. It's not enough to say that President Jonathan will win an election. It's not enough to say that we are going to win this election without getting the tool in question. So we have our machineries.
Yeah, the reason I ask this question is because you've made a very strong comparative advantage. You're saying that your people are not getting in relation to how other people are getting. It means that you're monitoring both. You're monitoring how your people are getting, and you're also monitoring how other people are getting. Yes. The complaints that you have has not been peculiar to your people. I'm sure you saw Mr. Olasi here from the Southeast, who did say that his own people too seem to have some difficulty getting their cards, even though he said he was lucky in getting his. In the Southwest too, the complaints have been no different. It would seem that in the North, the complaints have not been any different. In fact, INEC says that they have 20 million PVCs yet to be collected. How then do you say that they're distributing more in some areas and not distributing in your area?
Well, just like you have said, thank God you said even in the West they are complaining. When I said the South, I mean the southern part of Nigeria and of course the northern part. If you look at the complaints that are coming, there are more complaints from the South than the North. A lot of people in the North have their cards because the distribution, if you look at the statistics that they have, unfortunately I'm not here with them, you will find out that the number of those that have collected in the centers in the North is far less than what is here in the South.
What are some of the, if we cannot get specific figures, for instance, if you can tell us how many Ijaw people, for instance, were registered and how many of them have been able to collect their cards, it would have made a huge difference in terms of, so people can understand the population,
well,
at least in relation to the number of cards not collected.
We have our structures that are on ground doing that statistics now, and we are supposed to be meeting by Sunday. So by Sunday we would have collated all that, and the information will be made public.
Okay, well, we have to, we're winding down now. First of all, I mean, it is wrong for anybody whatsoever to pelt anybody, any candidate, let alone the president, because others could use it as a cannon fodder for violence. But in the face of that, I mean, Nigerians also spoke up and condemned that. Maybe you think it was not enough. But are you also telling your members, I mean, you're president of the council, Ijaw Youth Council, are you telling your members to remain calm and not to foment any trouble, even in the face of provocation?
Well, of course, you can see that we have been a very non-violent organization, and it is on that strength that we decided to call that meeting. The meeting was to see how we could calm nerves, because nobody will accept that his own child will be stoned, as the case was in the North. And so, because the reactions were getting the feelers, and if we did not do anything, it could lead to a breakdown of law and order. And that's why we called that meeting, to bring everybody together to assess the situation and then take a position, just to give a direction and calm free nerves. For us, we are non-violent people, and we have said that we will not be violent within this election, and within or after the election. The Ijaw people will never be violent. Of course, we are people that will never be intimidated, but we will ensure that we stick by the rules.
All right, we have to thank you, Udengs Eradiri, President of Ijaw Youth Council Worldwide. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you.
And then we also like to say that Channels TV is still extending an invitation to both candidates of the People's Democratic Party, President Goodluck Jonathan, and of the All Progressive Congress, General Muhammadu Buhari. Well, Channels will organize a studio-based debate, and we expect both parties to also feature. So it will be, perhaps those crowds will not be there, but we are, as a matter of fact, still extending the invitation to both parties, and we expect that they will honor the invitation and talk to Nigerians about their program. We'll be back in just a moment. Join us again.